Have you ever felt like you woke up in a slightly different version of reality? Maybe someone said something you could have sworn you already heard before, or an object seemed out of place, or life itself just didn't feel quite the same. What if I told you that this strange feeling isn't new? That long before we ever talked about quantum physics, or the multiverse, or reality shifting, the ancients already knew. For thousands of years, ancient civilizations left behind writings, symbols, and rituals that point to one hidden truth. Reality is not fixed. Reality is fluid, and through consciousness, it can be shifted. Welcome to Mind Snack. Today, we're exploring the secret ancient civilizations knew about reality shifting. The nature of reality. To begin, let's understand what reality shifting actually is. Today, people describe it as moving from one version of your life into another, stepping across timelines where events play out differently. Modern science hints at this idea through quantum theory, where multiple possibilities exist at once until consciousness chooses. But here's the fascinating part. Ancient civilizations didn't need quantum mechanics to describe this. They already had their own language for it. From India to Egypt, from the Mayans to Greece, they all described reality as something far less solid than we think, and far more connected to the power of the human mind. Ancient Egypt, the gateways of the soul. Let's start in Egypt. The Egyptians believed life was only one layer of existence, and death was simply a passage into another reality. The Book of the Dead describes the journey of the soul through gates and trials, each one shifting the soul closer to another realm. They spoke of words of power, spoken vibrations that could open portals. They drew sacred symbols, like the Ankh and the Eye of Horus, which weren't just decorations, they were keys to other dimensions. Some researchers believe the great temples were designed as portals themselves. The architecture, the sound chambers, the alignments with the stars, all of it may have been part of a system to alter consciousness and shift reality. To the Egyptians, shifting wasn't just possible after death. It was something the prepared soul could experience even while alive. Vedic India, the illusion of Maya. Across the world, in India, ancient texts described reality with the word Maya, meaning illusion. Not illusion as in fake, but illusion as in flexible, shifting, dreamlike. The Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita speak of countless lokas, worlds within worlds, universes stacked infinitely. They describe cosmic beings who exist across multiple realms simultaneously, just as easily as we exist across different rooms. Yogis and mystics believed that through meditation, chanting, and breath control, they could pierce the veil of Maya. They weren't escaping reality. They were entering another one. In fact, the idea of reincarnation itself can be seen as a form of reality shifting. Each lifetime is simply another version of you, another reality being experienced by the same soul. The Mayans, cosmic cycles and shamanic shifting. Now, let's move to the ancient Mayans. The Mayan civilization was obsessed with time, but not in the way we think. Their calendars weren't just about marking days. They believed cosmic cycles governed not just the stars, but reality itself. At certain moments, reality became easier to bend, easier to shift. Mayan shamans practiced rituals with drumming, cacao ceremonies, and trance states to move between worlds. They believed the universe was like a dream, and dreams were like miniature universes. When they dreamed, they weren't imagining. They were traveling. Some Mayan myths even describe gods existing in multiple versions, living parallel lives across different worlds. It wasn't science fiction, it was spirituality. Ancient Greece and the Hermetic teachings. Meanwhile, in Greece, mystery schools like Eleusis offered secret rituals that allowed initiates to enter altered states. Through sacred drinks, chanting, and symbolic acts, participants reported visions of dying and being reborn, sometimes in a completely different reality. Later, Hermetic philosophy emerged from Egypt and Greece, carrying a principle that resonates strongly with reality shifting. As above, so below. As within, so without. This wasn't just poetry. It was a map of existence. It meant that the outer world reflects the inner world, and that by changing your inner state, you can step into another outer reality. Hermetic texts describe the universe as the all-mind. In other words, reality itself is mental. Consciousness creates worlds, and those worlds can change when the mind changes. Why the secret was guarded. So why don't we learn this in school? Why is this secret hidden in temples, scriptures, and mystery schools instead of history books? Because the ancients believed reality shifting was sacred. It wasn't entertainment. It wasn't a trick. It was a powerful spiritual technology, one that could transform a person completely. They feared that if the masses had this knowledge without preparation, it could be misused. So they guarded it. They encoded it in symbols. They taught it only to initiates. And they passed it on quietly, generation after generation. What it means for us today. Now here we are, thousands of years later. And modern science is beginning to say what the ancients always knew. Reality isn't solid. It's flexible. It bends to consciousness. The Egyptians used words of power. The Hindus used meditation. The Mayans used rhythm and ritual. The Greeks used initiation. But the principle was always the same. The mind can shift reality. Every thought, every belief, every emotion, they are not passive. They are choices that echo through countless possible timelines. And when you align with a new state of being, you step into the version of life that matches it. Closing reflection. So maybe reality shifting isn't just a modern internet trend. Maybe it is the oldest spiritual practice in the world. The Egyptians, the Hindus, the Mayans, the Greeks, they all left us the same message. You are not trapped in one version of life. You are infinite. You are multidimensional. And your consciousness holds the key. The question is, will you use it? This is Mind Snack. If this opened your mind, remember to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And tell me in the comments, do you believe the ancients really knew the secret of reality shifting?